Another important aspect of the introduction that we have to study is about the objectives, research objectives. Or hypothesis. Whenever you want to formulate research objective in quantitative studies, as we already know that I'm orienting you more on quantitative than qualitative, your objectives must flow from your conceptual framework. So, you having personal selling, influencing customer awareness about life insurance products, and that one translating to pictures and retention. You will try to also look at the effect of this on that, then the direct effect of this on that, then the moderating role of income, and the customer experience. Is this not your conceptual framework?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So, first, I've told you that your objectives must flow from what? Your conceptual framework. If not anything at all, you look at other aspects, okay? But essentially, your objectives must flow from your conceptual framework. And remember that your conceptual framework is influenced by your research phenomenon. And when we were developing the research phenomenon, we told you that every relationship that you want to establish, there should be a theory backing it. Sound it?
Yeah.
So theories must back why you think that there should be a theory here. 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 Every relationship that we are trying to establish, a theory must support that particular relationship. If you don't have any theory supporting it, then it means that you are trying to create a relationship which doesn't exist. So that is it. So if you look at your conceptual framework, at the basic level, what are likely to be your objectives?
Based on this one, I think I'm not trying to project like before. So I know the variables, the everything, but how to write the
objective. That is what we want to do, right? Your objective should be smart. S means what? Should be specific. M means should be measurable. A means should be what? Attainable or achievable. R means should be realistic or relevant. And then T means what? Time bound. Okay. So, if you have this kind of conceptual framework, this you are taking that personal selling will influence is that not it? So as part of the objective, you can look at the effect of what? Personal selling on customer awareness of the life insurance product. Now I've set the ball rolling.
Can you go through it on how effective the personal selling on purchase interest?
Yes, this arrow is directed you to that.
Can you also say effect of customer awareness on
yes. But customer awareness is also playing a role. What role is that?
Mediating role.
So we want to also examine the mediating role of customer awareness. in the relationship between what?
Personal selling.
And more you so go my own very fear me got them one. And I'm able to fix that law. I'll do something to provide. I'm forgetting that I'm okay, so and income is playing what role?
Income is moderating.
So we want to look at the moderating role of income in the relationship between personal selling and what? Purchase intention. Have you seen that? So the flow of the arrows will indicate the kind of objectives that you can set. That is the basic one, but we have so many other ways of setting objectives. So I want to quickly zoom you into what you call levels of what? Objectives. At what level can you set your research objectives? At what level can you set your objectives? Levels of research objectives. The first level that you can think of is what we call state of affairs. State of affairs. You can set objectives just to uncover how things are at a particular point in time. So that is to just look at the state of affairs. Maybe you want to examine effectiveness of personal selling. Is that not it? Ask at that particular time how effective it is. So under that circumstance, if you have your skill for personal selling, you ask them to rate the degree of effectiveness of the way they implement their personal selling. 1, not effective. 2, slightly effective. 3, somehow effective. 4, effective. 5, very what? Effective. That is just to look at the statement of the state of what? Affairs. You can also look at the state of customer purchase intention by asking them, will you buy life insurance products? Yes or what? No. Is that not it? So you just want to look at their states. You can also look at their income level. Could you please tell me your income level? How much do you earn a month? Is a state of what? Affair. You want to look at what is really happening in the present time. Okay? So that is with regarding the state of affairs. You can look at, in your case, I'm researching the cases to reflect your topic. You can look at the state of customer awareness of life insurance products, the content of it, its maturity period, the return thereof, the premium to pay, the risk involved, and all those things. You can ask them to look at their degree of awareness. Not aware, slightly aware, somehow aware, very much what? Aware. So you can assess those items on those indicators. Just to look at the state of what affairs. And questions or items that are measured at the state of affairs level, we use descriptive statistics. Okay? Descriptive statistics to measure them. We use descriptive statistics to measure items or objectives at the state of affairs level. Then the second level of objective that we can concern ourselves with is with what we call relationship-based research objectives. In research, when you mention relationship, you could know something else. Relationship is different from effect. Are you aware of that? Or impact? So if you say you want to look at the relationship between personal selling and customer awareness creation, for instance, Then you are thinking about correlation. And the correlation could be linear or non-linear what? Correlation. And in this context, we mostly think about linear.
And the relationship they are the same as impact.
No, it's not the same as. It's not the same as impact. You can have relationship with me, but you don't influence me. Do you influence me what I eat? But you are my client. Don't you have that relationship? Do you influence what I eat? Do you influence the work I go? So you can have a relationship with somebody without influencing.
But not impact.
But if it moves a step further,
in your class.
If it moves a step further, then it becomes the next one that we are going to consider. So when you set objectives at the relationship level, then you are thinking about correlation, okay? Correlation. And the correlation, we have so many techniques that we can use to assess it, okay? We can use the Pearson product movement correlation. We can use the Spearman rank order correlation. We have a lot of them. We have a lot of techniques for estimating correlation. Okay. So that is that. So am I giving you some hints? You see, the objective that you will set will determine the tools that you have to use to analyze it. Where do you get the tools? Statistics. Your statistical software. That is where the tools are. So if you have measured your variables very well, you have the data about them, then you now put them in your statistical software, and then you run to test those objectives. Okay. So that is it. Then we also have predictive based research objectives. Predictive. In fact, the relationship, we can also use what we call partial correlation, okay? Partial correlation. Partial correlation can be a tool that you can also use to check relationship. If you look at that, when we reach the statistical level, I'll teach you. So it means that I'm going to teach you descriptives, Pearson product movement correlation, Spearman, partial correlation. I have to teach you everything, and you should know how to use all of them, including the remaining ones I'm going to talk about. So at the end of it all, you're armed strongly for your research. So predictive based objectives, we can have regression. And the regression comes in so many forms. You can have the linear regression or simple regression. You can have the linear or simple regression. So when you set any objective, and the tone of the objective is to look at the effect, the impact, the influence. When you get those terms, you see that you can think about some of the things I'm talking about, okay? So you can use regression, and the regression comes in so many forms. You have the simple regression, you have the multiple regression, we have the logistics regression, etc. There are a lot of them. You can also use structural creation modeling. What we call SEM, okay? Have you heard of SEM before? All these things, your statistical, they will teach you all those things. So when you set objectives, and it's about effect influence. You can use regression, and it has so many different types of regression. Then you can also use structural equation modeling. So the software, this software can do structural equation modeling. SPSS can do structural equation modeling. Stata can do that. RStudio can do that. Smart PLS can do that. Voice DataTab can do that. Even Excel now does that. eView also does that. Python can do it, and Jamovi also does that. So all these ones you can use all the softwares to do it. So it's not difficult. Okay. So you can also have from that one. Then the next objective is what we call intervening based objectives. I've already mentioned them before. Based objectives. Those objectives are the mediation. Have you heard mediation here?
Yeah.
Moderation here. Have you heard of it?
Mediation, moderation,
Control variables, right? So when you set objectives, and these objectives are talking about moderation, mediation, control variables. So some of the tools that you can use to analyze them. You can use some analytical tools to measure them or analyze such objectives. So every objective I'm teaching you, I know how you are going to achieve it. That is what you have to also get to know. It's like you've gone to the hospital. If you describe your condition to the physician or the doctor, the person can tell you that because of this, go and take this. Is that not it? So because you have set your objective this way, go and use this, go and use this, go and use this. That's how the research is done. Okay. So mediation, if you have mediation, you can do regression. You have a way to use regression to test mediation. You can also use and do the regression through what we call process macro. Process macro in SPSS. Okay, you can use that one. You can also use hierarchical multiple regression. Multiple regression or hierarchical regression. Let me put it that way. Hierarchical regression. You can also use what we call structural equation modeling. You can also use structural equation modeling. So at least these three approaches can help you to always look at or assess a research objective that you have set to look at the moderation, mediation, and all those things. Then the last but one level that I'll teach you, which you are not familiar with now, is about test of difference. Test of difference. There are other objectives that you can set, okay? Factor analysis, if you want to develop a new skill, or if you want to refine existing skill, you can do factor analysis. There are other things. If you want to test the robustness of your software or your model, there are certain things that you can do, important performance map, analysis, and all those things. We will talk about all those things, but substantially, in quantitative objectives, these are some of the things that you can do. The test of difference objective are those that you want to look at, compare, comparison. Male and female, which of them have higher CGPA? Can you do a research on that? Personal selling strategies of female sales agents against male sales agents. Which of them can influence which is interested? You can't do that. If you see that gender has a role to play, then if females are doing well, it means that when you are employing, what do you have to do? Employ more females as against what? Female. So that is test of difference objective. So for comparison purpose. And so that one we can have techniques. There are a lot of that one. We have a lot of them. We have a lot of them. We have a lot of them, but at least I can mention some few independent samples, t-tests. Someone, have you heard of it before?
Yeah, I think of it.
Yeah. So independent sample t-test, you can do that. Hanover, Ancover, Manover, a lot. There are a lot of them. A lot. This one, test of difference, I'll teach you all those things. There are a lot of them. We have about 7 different tests of different techniques that we can use to test differences. And it is influenced by the level of measurement. So the level of measurement, we have to look at that when we are doing the statistics. We look at it in details, in the nature of data. Once we get in there, then we can always set objective and then try to use this to achieve them. Any questions? If there are no questions, then today we bring our tuition to an end and continue. Thank you.